Hello everyone, my name is Aaron, but you can also call me Enigma, and welcome back to another episode of Abandoned. This time for episode 3, we are going to be exploring the Pines Hotel, or I should say what's left of the Pines Hotel in South Fallsburg, New York. Now I wanted to do things a little bit differently for this episode. I wanted to do the introduction here in kind of a controlled environment so that way I'm not distracted by driving on the road and I'm not giving you misinformation on the history of the property or anything like that. Then we're going to be doing the typical music montage of my trip down to the location, and then finally we will cap it off with the investigation itself of the abandoned property, and that will be followed up with an evaluation of the property and my experiences throughout the day. And before I say anything else, right up in this corner of the video, there's going to be a timestamp, and if you're here just to look at the remains of the Pines Hotel, you can go ahead and fast forward to that time marker of the video, and that will allow you to see exclusively my investigation of the property. So without further ado, my name is Aaron, but you can also call me Enigma, and I present to all of you my investigation of the Pines Hotel.
The Pines is a resort hotel nestled deep in the heart of the Catskill Mountains of New York State. The Pines is a truly fabulous hotel where every facility that should be part of a vacation is within walking distance of your room.
The Pines Hotel was a part of a group of hotels known as the Borscht Belt or Jewish Alps that were located in the Catskill Mountains in parts of Sullivan, Orange, and Ulster counties in upstate New York. These hotels were frequented by middle and working class Jewish New Yorkers, particularly in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s because of anti-Semitic views that were expressed by society. These views often led to Jewish tourists being denied accommodation in certain hotels and vacation resorts. The Pines Hotel had humble beginnings dating back to the 1930s as a small mission-style hotel called Monica Lodge. The establishment has been around since 1933, and even though it wasn't one of the largest Borscht Belt hotels, it was arguably one of its grandest. The original owners eventually sold the hotel to Harry Cohen and May Schweid in 1946, who renamed the establishment the Pines Hotel. The hotel featured over 400 rooms, a golf course, tennis courts, indoor and outdoor pools, a ski chalet with accompanying trails, an indoor skating rink, conference rooms, a nightclub, a restaurant, and a bar. The resort's greatest period of expansion was between the 1940s and 60s. In 1949, a new recreation building was constructed. In 1953, another hotel building was added, increasing the room count by an additional 35 units. And the famous outdoor pool was built in 1959 at a cost of $75,000. The New York Times described it as being shaped like a whale. However, others seem to think it looks like a heart. The bridge spanning the pool was included to link the cabanas on one side of the pool to the rooftop bar and bamboo room on the other side. And while the early years of the Borscht Belt hotels saw profits rise and business expand, the decline of the Catskill resorts was apparent as early as 1965. Entertainment in America was changing as the country ushered in the jet age. As ethnic barriers in the US declined and air travel to distant resort locations became more convenient and affordable, Jewish American families in New York City reduced their patronage of the Catskill resorts. And by the mid-1980s, business of the Borscht Belt hotels was on a significant decline. To remain profitable, the Pines Country Estates condos were developed on 40 acres of Pines land under the premise that owners would have access to the resort. In addition, the hotel resort hoped to capitalize on new legislation that would allow casino gambling in the Catskills. While the condos were built and still exist to this very day, the proposed gambling legislation didn't pass, which put the final nail in the coffin for these various Borscht Belt hotels. And unfortunately, the Pines Hotel closed its doors in 1998. The property was sold and bought by the Fallsburg Estates, who wished to revitalize the 96-acre property. Their plans included revamping the ski hill and golf course, along with building shiny new condos over the ramshackled hotel remains. But by 2002, the Fallsburg Estates filed for bankruptcy, which is why the hotel remains in its decaying and deplorable state today. And because of the vast history of this establishment, the sheer size of the property, and the amount of attractions that this hotel once offered, I knew that I wanted to explore the property and see what remained nearly 20 years after the Pines Hotel closed its doors.
at him, it's back on. Back at him, it's back. I'm back at him, it's back on. Back at him, it's back. I'm back at him, it's back on. Back at him, it's back. Back at him, it's back on. Back at him, it's back.
Back at him, he's back on. Back at him, he's back. Back at him, he's back on. Back at him, he's back.
Back at him, it's back on. Back at him, it's back. Back at him, it's back on. Back at him, it's back.
All right, so I made it down here to the Pines Hotel. It was a nice ride, very scenic. I like the area. It's a little bit more of a quiet community, but right now I parked off and I'm gonna get all the gear set up, and then I will head over to the hotel and I will pick up shooting all of this documentary stuff right back over at the Pines Hotel. I'll see you in a bit. So here we are with the backdrop of the Pines Hotel, and we're gonna head inside. All right, here we are. Yeah, let me get night vision on. So this looks like the basement. Now, I should probably mention that I have an asbestos mask on, because this place, like I said in the intro, it's been around since the 1930s, so it's probably got a lot of different asbestos problems, probably some lead paint. All right, let's get night shut on. We'll head into some of these areas of the hotel over here. This just looks like it was typical rooms. Yeah, there's the bathroom. Some of the artwork is even still up on the walls. Take a look at that. Holy crap. It's just nothing but garbage. I apologize if it's kind of hard to hear me. I know it isn't really ideal, but I'd rather put my health above having the highest quality audio for all of this. We'll head in one of the rooms here. Holy moly, this place is just completely decayed. Look at this. This artwork is still just pristine. I can't get over that. There's still a mattress in here. Look at all this, man. This is insane. All right, I'm gonna walk back. I really want to explore as many buildings and as many different areas of the property as I can. Phantom, that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, that probably means that we probably won't be able to explore as much as I'd like to be able to explore. What the hell is this? There's just DVDs and shit. Gorgeous. I mean, we'll continue to head upstairs. Funk Master Flex Night. As you can see, there's a lot of graffiti in here. This carpet actually still isn't all that bad. I'm pretty surprised at that. Oh, wow. Look at that. I mean, I guess we can try to head down here. See, I'm walking down these hallways and stuff with the utmost care and caution, because although I'm sure the foundation and the floors are sturdy enough, you just never know what surprises can lurk around every corner. If you can't tell, this is a little bit tense to have to go through here. Oh, now that carpet felt really, really loose. We have a ladder here, which I would assume goes up to the roof. All right, I guess this is my stop here. All right, here we go. Holy crap. Take a look at this. We're up on the roof. Now, I really don't want to go up here just because the ceiling could probably cave in if you put too much weight on it. So, yeah, cool little hidey hole hatch. All right, step one, not dying, achieved. We made it back to the stairwell. I guess I'm just gonna try to go throughout the property a little bit more, and we'll try to explore some more areas. We'll see if we can go to like the pools and stuff. I didn't like look at the map before I came up here and before I came out here. So what I'm probably gonna do is just have the map up on screen at various times during the video, and that way you'll be able to see where I am at any given time, even though I probably won't know where I am at any given moment. Here we go. So now I would assume the room that we're in right now is probably the lobby. I know that the main entrance that I just came through, the gate, that was building number 1 on the map. Wow, this place looks pretty spooky. Like I said, kind of post-apocalyptic in a way. Hello, that's just nasty. We actually got some leakage right here. That's not unsettling at all. The Pines Hotel, as I probably said in the beginning of the video, is one of the Borscht Belt hotels in the Catskill region. And it wasn't the biggest, but it was probably the grandest, meaning like the most extravagant. Oh wow. Somebody really wanted to break that glass. Wow. Look at this place. It's amazing that a place that was completely shut down and closed in 1998, it's amazing how much it could decay in almost 20 years. Oh man, high voltage. Must have been a generator. All right, let's see where this goes. Oh, phantom again. Ah, somebody jammed it. Let me just see if I can get a shot. Can't see anything. There's probably a stairwell that goes up that way, but the door is jammed in. So I'm not even gonna try to attempt to unwedge it, seeing as that could be supporting the entire porch right there. Look at the vines growing up the side of this. Wow. I wonder what the 5th floor is like. Holy moly. I almost just went down in the snow. Somebody's been through here recently. You can see there's tracks, and it looks like they go right up there. Why don't we follow the tracks then? See, the snow is so much deeper right there because we actually got a blizzard about, I don't know, maybe a week and a half ago now, and put down a lot of snow for us. Let me see if I can even head up here. I don't even know where this goes. Oh man, that even goes further upstairs. We might go back up there a little bit later, but I want to try to explore as much of the property as I can. So we're going to try to head back through this really, really deep snow. I can't even describe to you how deep this snow is. My knees are sinking down below the snow. Now I'm making my way over to an underpass, and that was an access bridge. I think that led over from the main building. I just want to get out of the snow. Man, that is tough. I'll tell you what, it is tough breathing with a respirator mask. Especially when you're hiking through snow. Oh, would you look at that? There's the pool bridge right over there. I can't even tell if I'm getting it in shot because the sun is so bright. I mean, this place is just crazy. When you see all the different places that people have put graffiti and how much the buildings are ransacked, it's insane. So now I think that little white bridge over there, that was the access bridge that I mentioned about earlier. I don't know what this one was. That one must have just gone from one side of the hotel to the other. Maybe if they had, I don't know, like a staff quarters or something like that, it could have been over there. Well, let's head over by the pool. So now this pool was probably one of the things that the Pines was most well known for, because it was a custom built shape. And I think I read online it was kind of disputed as to what the actual shape was. But if you look overhead, it looks like a heart, in my opinion. But a lot of people think it looks like a whale. Although now that I'm approaching it, I can kind of tell that it doesn't really look exactly like a heart. It might look more like a whale. Well, here we go. Let's climb up onto the bridge. This is pretty cool up here. There's a lounge chair in the middle of the pool. What kind of shenanigans is all that about? See, now if you look over here, I'm gonna try to get the best shot I can with the camera. There was a theater room over there, I believe, because you can kind of tell by the segmented steps. That room, the theater room, it was actually called the Persian room.
When the sun goes down, the fun's still up at the Pines. There's dancing every night, and on most nights, a gala Broadway-style show featuring the funniest comedians and most talented singers in the world.
It was actually torn down. As you can tell, a lot of the property is just left in ruin, and they're tearing it down kind of on a year-by-year basis. But still a lot of stuff remains. Now we're gonna head back over to this access bridge, because this is one of those things that, you know, when I plan out locations for abandoned, I try to look at different areas that I might want to visit while I'm at a particular location, and this bridge was one of them. I was kind of regretting not coming here when the snow was a little bit deeper, because I really wanted this winter sort of scenery backdrop with this particular abandoned. But I'm gonna keep that in mind for the future, because this snow sucks. Well, there she is. Let me put my mask on. This isn't sketchy at all. Oh my God. This place is just destroyed all to hell. Just broken glass everywhere. Holy shit. Do you see what I see? I see Master Shake. Now we just gotta find Meat Wad and Frylock and we'll be all set. Now, if I'm not mistaken, what I'm walking over right now, this bridge was like an access tunnel, and the little road that goes underneath it, that was for like deliveries, I think. Oh man, look at this icicle. That's so cool. That backdrop is so awesome. Oh, wait a minute, the elevators are even here. I know that they don't work though, I can tell you that. Do or die. I'd rather not die. So now where I'm walking, this area was another area that I also wanted to see. Preferably without dying. Oh man. Look at this. There's the open elevator shaft. Whew. I gotta be super careful because these stairs are icy and there's broken glass everywhere. Actually, let's check out this elevator, shall we? Holy shit, there's the buttons right down there. And there's people's names. Holy shit, it just shook. Well, there you go. I am standing in the elevator. So now, right now, this little door leads back out to the road and to the front. And I don't know where this goes. I want to check out the pool in a second, but we might as well head over here. Over this table. Look at all this broken glass. Oh, it's dripping. The water's dripping on the gutters that have since fallen off the building. I should also mention that right now, the only way I'm able to see anything is through my little LCD screen on my camera. Oh my God. Look at this. I'm pretty sure this was one of the bars. And that's down in the basement. Normally I would go down in the basement, but no chance in this place. Just in case things were about to come crumbling down. Oh my God, the ground is completely icy in here. I need to be really careful. Well, it's kind of bright in here again, so we can turn night vision off. Just more couches. What in the hell? I don't even know what this room is. Fucked is what it is. Gotta take each and every step extremely carefully. You do not want to fall down and eat shit in this place. Tens taboo. Demon. You have a choice. This place is wicked. You know, for episode 3, I wanted to do something different. And for the first 2 locations, you know, I knew quite a bit about them before going into them. This location, I know some of the history, but I don't know anything about the property. You know, like where the certain buildings are. I know where certain landmarks are, but that's about it. Oh yeah, you know, just a casual hole through the roof. Let me get the hell out of here. All right, well now we're back outside, right from that building that I just came from. And just trying to get my bearings about where I want to go after I check out the pool here, because I'm not really too sure where I want to head next. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's your pool. Pretty small pool, actually. I thought it was a lot bigger. All right, well, we're back at the bridge, and this seems like a good a place as any to swap out some gear here. So I'm gonna do a battery change, and we'll be right back. Well, we're coming up on another building here. And this is the second one with Master Shake. How cool would it be if Dana Snyder, I think that's his name, the voice of Master Shake, how cool would it be if he was here with me? There's Shake. That place doesn't look too friendly. Oh, you know, just a power line coming down right across my path. No clue if it's live or not. Probably not, but you never know. Dorchester, or Dorchester, as we might say. All right, we're at that crossroads again. Time to put the mask back on. Well, there's an exit sign. Which way to go? Up the stairs or down the hallway? Let's go up the stairs. Boobies. How about that? Looks like we took the right path. Now, I'm gonna have night vision on because it's a little dark for me, but the camera can probably pick it up. Actually, before we go further upstairs, let's check over here. There's more rooms that way. Looks like that actually goes back outside. Let's head upstairs, shall we? Oh no, that door doesn't look menacing. Here, it looks like it might be a little bit lighter up here. Oh, there's another roof hatch. Holy crap. You want to talk about a view. There's me in the bathroom. Hello there, sir. How's it going? Well, there's absolutely nothing left in here except a pretty cool view. Oh look, it's the thermostat. And it's set to off. Could have fooled me, I thought it was set to cool. Because it's cold. I'm amazed that most of these doors are closed. I would have thought that looters would have come through and opened everything. I'm curious just to head down to the end of this hallway. Oh, that part of the floor seemed really, really bad. I can kind of tell as I'm walking through here where some areas of the ceiling kind of caved in because the floor is completely frozen in certain spots. It's actually a little unsettling. I'll tell you what's really unsettling though. That fall right there. That's a phone. Somebody wrapped a phone around that door. That's not how you use a phone. Well, we can't go any more that way. No way. Take a look at this. Guest service directory, The Pines, the vacation of choice. This is like a pamphlet here. Let me see what we have here. Oh yeah. Can really read that. Well, I mean, it's got, you know, things like the directory of services. You can get catering, checkout time, all sorts of different things. Oh, wow. Doesn't look like we're going that way. Since we can't go any further that way, I think I want to head to the back end of the property, and I want to see if I can get into that back building over there. All right, let's see what we have behind door number 1. Oh wow, check out that graffiti. That's some nice graffiti. This place looks pretty open, so the air shouldn't be as stagnant in here. It's almost like there's dividers. I wonder if this is like where they had catering or something. I mean, it did say that it offered catering here. I've actually seen pictures of this place. I don't know. Oh man, look at what's down there. Phantom. All right, well, let's head out the backside. We'll see what else we can find. Oh wow, I would bet you that this building that's in front of me, that's probably the one that caught fire. Because there was actually a fire here on the property. I don't know what year, but there was definitely a fire over there. Man, look at that place. That's one building I'm not going in. It almost just looks like I'm walking over like a rubble pile. Like this is just debris from one of the buildings that they tore down or something. See, there it is. It looks like there's an access road over here, so why don't we head down? I have no idea where I am on the property right now. I know I'm not that far from like the main building, but you know, I just don't know what these buildings or what this rubble out here is actually from. This is actually the golf course out here, I think, because this property also used to be a golf course.
There are plenty of ways to work off the sumptuous meals. You can feast on golf, tennis, swimming, even roller skating, and bocce. And if the weather's not quite up to par, take your act indoors. You're as good as Mark Spitz, better than John McEnroe.
And that's kind of where I came in from. Like I was hiking up through the middle there. I mean, it just gives you a scope of how big this place is. I really want to try to find the kitchen, because the kitchen, I guess, has a lot of graffiti and it looks really, really cool. Clearly nobody's been back out this far. There's no more tracks in the snow or anything like that. I think what we'll end up doing is, I'm right up here next to the Persian room, the former Persian room, I should say. And I'll get a shot of me on the steps of the Persian room, and then we'll try to find that kitchen. I think I found it.
And the food is marvelous.
Yes, eating at the Pines is a palate-pleasing experience. Many people come here just to savor the food 3 times a day.
Here, let me make sure I don't fall on my ass and hit my head on this icicle. Yeah, this is definitely it. This is definitely where the dining area was. One of the dining areas at the very least. Because, as you can see, there are chairs stuck in the wall. I remember seeing pictures of that online. This has got to be the building that I'm looking for. Man, this is really dark in here. Yep, there it is. Look at that wall of chairs. That's all it is. People used to play paintball in here too. You can even see some of the marks on the wall right there. There's an orange one. There's a couple green shots. I can't imagine who would openly want to play paintball in here. But I guess when, you know, you've got an abandoned building and nobody's going to check in on it, that's where you want to play paintball. Oh my God, look at who we got right there again, Phantom. I love how bright it looks on the camera that I'm holding in my hand, because it is definitely not that bright to my eyes. Wait a minute, I know exactly where I am. This is the building that loops back around to the area that I didn't want to go down into because the floor was all wet. There's the door that I came in, way over there. All right, good to know I'm in a place where I didn't think it looked safe enough to be in. One of these areas around here has got to be the kitchen, and I think I just found it. Yep, this is it right here. This brightly lit up area. There it is. Wow. This place is crazy. So there you have it. That was my exploration of the remains of the Pines Hotel. Now you may be asking yourself, why did the footage end so abruptly? Why was it just cut off like that? Well, I have an answer for that. There was actually quite a scary experience that I had while I was on the property. I should say there was multiple scary experiences, but there was one event in particular that made me throw in the towel and say that I was done with the property and I was done with filming on that day. So I had just found the kitchen to the Pines Hotel, which was the last place on the property that I wanted to visit during my time there. And I go ahead and I enter into this room and I see all of this cool graffiti scribbled all over the walls, and I hear these amazing echoing acoustics, which no other room in the property had. And I was there for about 15 seconds, and I had just about that amount of time to enjoy it, when all of a sudden, I heard footsteps walking towards me. Now, these footsteps didn't sound like somebody just kind of casually walking towards me. These footsteps sounded like somebody was stomping down the hallway, and it sounded like they were coming right towards me. Now, that wasn't the first time that I heard some strange noises while I was at the property there. And as far as I'm concerned, it's just somebody hostile just stomping down this hallway, walking right towards me with a purpose. And what became very apparent to me at that point in time was that if I could hear their footsteps coming towards me, they could easily hear my voice as I was talking in that area of the hotel. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip now so you at least know what I'm talking about. So while the camera's audio actually did pick up these footsteps coming towards me, what it didn't pick up was the actual volume of them. And what I mean by that is you can hear them on the playback of the recording, but you can't really hear the intensity that they were actually walking down this particular hallway that was seemingly just across the way from me. And as far as I was aware, it could have either been a security guard or police officer exploring the property, making sure that nobody was there. It could have been a homeless person that heard me talking and wanted to see who was actually in their particular area of the hotel. Or 3, it could have been another explorer just like me who just wanted to check out that particular area of the hotel. But what struck me as odd is why would those footsteps be so loud, and why would somebody just be stomping through this property with absolutely no subtlety at all? Because even though it sounded like the footsteps were coming towards me initially, eventually it sounded like they were getting farther away, which was good for me. However, what wasn't good was what happened next. As I was going through my head and I was trying to figure out what to do, whether I should call out and let this person know that I heard them, or if I should just kind of leave without any sort of trace of me being there, what ended up happening next was kind of the final straw and what led me to just saying, I gotta get out of here. I heard a door just completely slam open against like a metal door stop. And these are big metal doors that are on this property. These aren't like, wooden doors that would be in somebody's house or whatever. This was a huge metal door that just completely slammed open and just smacked against a metal door stop. And then it sounded like I heard somebody pick something up and they threw it at a particular wall or a window or a door. I wasn't sure what it was, but I could hear the sound of something leaving their hand just like that, and then I could hear it slam against the wall. And while the recording actually picked up the noise of the door slamming against the doorstop, it did not, unfortunately, pick up the sound of something being thrown. Safe to say, I didn't stick around, and I didn't want to find out who was there with me on that day, because I'm going to be completely honest with all of you. I was there by myself. I was in an unfamiliar area, and I wasn't sure who was actually trying to walk towards me or get away from me or whatever. And I wasn't about to confront anybody while I was on this abandoned property. Because the truth of the matter is that urban exploring isn't something that's particularly safe. A lot of the buildings that I was in could have collapsed at any second, and some of the areas that I walked through could have had debris falling on me, or I could have stepped on something that would have seriously injured me, and I was all by myself there. So I figured my best decision after considering all my options would just be to call it a day, get out of there, and just take what footage I had and be happy that I got to explore the various areas of the property that I wanted to explore. Now that wasn't just the only occurrence. that was not the only time that I felt like I wasn't alone at the property. I'm gonna play a couple of clips now that kind of showcase some other weird noises and other weird events occurring and stuff like that, and that just kind of showcases that I believe that I wasn't alone there. Now, with those various clips that you just saw, like I said, I don't think the resort is haunted. I don't think anything paranormal is going on there. I think it was just other people that were there with me who didn't necessarily want to interact with me either. It sounded like somebody moving a ladder or opening a door or something like that in this clip. And then in this clip, you actually hear something rustling in this box that's directly in front of me. And even though you can see the wind blowing these tarps aren't making this massive amount of noise. But then, to also capture this door swinging open and making a very loud noise and then slowly shut, the wind wasn't blowing strong enough to move that door like that and then slowly close it. I think it was somebody that was there who heard me coming and who maybe saw me coming and just kind of went out the back of that box, went up to that area of the hotel, and just threw the door open and then it closed behind them. There was only one time that the wind was blowing extremely strong, which was in this clip here. And during that time, I didn't hear any doors open or close. I didn't hear anything get knocked over. I didn't hear anything fall over. So I don't know. Make of it what you will. But I don't believe that I was by myself there at that property. I think that there were other people there, and clearly they were kind of acting aggressively, so I didn't want to see who they were. So let me wrap up this exploration video with my thoughts on the property and my final thoughts about the hotel itself. The urban explorer in me had a good time while I was on the property. I got to see some amazing architecture, some really impressive decayed ruins, and some of the iconic past attractions that made the Pines Hotel what it was back in its heyday. However, the emotional side of my personality was also affected by visiting this property. I couldn't help but think of all of the memories that that particular property held for the various families that visited the resort over its years of operation. And I couldn't help but feel emotional at the fact that this property has been decaying for almost 20 years. The hotel is in such a state of disrepair that the only way to salvage the land would be to completely demolish everything and build something up in its place. And even though that's still a viable option, it would take such a large amount of money in order to make that particular project happen. And it's clear that the current owners most likely won't do anything with the property until a majority of the structures have finally collapsed. And the most upsetting realization that I had while I was on the property was to think of all of the memories that various families have made there over the years of the hotel's operation. And now those memories are just left to decay and rot somewhere in the Catskill Mountains. I'm not sure how much longer the hotel will survive in its current state. It has been decimated by looters, vandals, and people looking to just destroy someone else's property. Most likely, the property will continue to decay and rot until the remains crumble to the ground. And maybe then, something can be done with the land. Even though I never got the chance to experience the Pines Hotel during its heyday, I'm glad that I was able to visit what's left of the ruins, and I enjoyed my time there. And hopefully, people will continue to remember the Pines Hotel as it once was, the grandest of all of the Borscht Belt hotels. Thank you so much for watching if you've made it to this point in the video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave it a like rating and go ahead and subscribe to my channel for some more awesome content like this. My name is Aaron, but you can also call me Enigma, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.
How much money would you say that you put into this hotel each year?
Each year we put in, I would say, at least $500,000 a year. We're constantly upgrading, changing, making better the facilities in the hotel to make the customers more satisfied. And this goes back to my grandparents in the 1940s. They started with a small little business, and they've made it into a large year-round resort hotel.
A resort hotel that continues to be the best and most sensible entertainment value around.